I know. We have to.
We're live. Hi, everybody. Hi, Gigi. I'm so glad to see you.
Hey, Gigi. I know Gigi.
Yeah, Gigi. Gigi, Jeffrey was in New York, and I think he's flying out today. That'll be the last day he'll ever be in New York. He's going back to Mexico. He's never coming back. She knew Jeffrey.
Oh.
Who used to live in New York, but then his apartment burnt down, and it motivated him. So he's moving back to Mexico. So you're not moving to Mexico. You're staying right here. And this is Cindy, Midlife Psychic. And as we put in the write up to this, no crisis required to come see her. I told her to steal that line and put it on my business card, because so often people wait till the last minute and then they come when everything's really falling apart. Should have asked me about that earlier. So what you up to, girl?
Say again. I'm sorry.
What are you up to?
Well, I am up to, I've been recording some videos, and I was sharing my daughter is also taking film classes, and she's been recording videos. So it's been just like a video recording center here, competing for editing equipment. And it's been fun, though. It's nice to share that kind of that same interest with your kids.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter's going to be a great filmmaker one day. So it's been a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Especially great if you can ever con her into doing your videos.
See, this is the smart. See, mom's smart.
My youngest used to edit my stuff, whatever needed to be edited. Now, she got me a really good, doesn't cost anything, editing set. And she said, learn this. And I'm going to be using that for the 9 candles, because I got a really cool, I had Leonardo make me this really cool graphic of Venus and Jupiter coming together and creating a heart. And it's a moving one. That's going to be the intro. So I'm real excited. 9 candles is coming. Cindy is going to be part of it. Ta-da! And we are going to, I'm starting to tape today to get them all together. And it'll start on March 31st, which is a full moon. And so I was just listening to another reader talk about that full moon, an astrologer, Pam Gregory, was talking about how it's probably one of the most beneficial full moons we will have. So that's kickoff for it. So
perfect timing.
So everybody come over and join. So now what do we want to talk about runes. If you've never seen runes, these are runes. These are the shapes that are on runes. Runes are actually little chips of stone or wood, or what else? How else would you describe them, Cindy?
Well, they could be, they're very ancient. I don't want to call them an alphabet, ancient type alphabet imaging. And a lot of times you would find them on either stone or bone or wood. So they can be made of a variety of different, you can make them with a lot of different things. But I think most of them I see now are either wood or stone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, bone's a little tough to work with.
Yeah. But back in the day.
When we weren't afraid to touch bones.
Yeah. And this is so the rune set that I use is the Elder Futhark, which is the 24 images that you have up here. And I think that's the one that most people do. So it's really good that you have these images up for people to see. Because when I pull them, when I do rune readings, I put the image and the rune itself in there. So if people are wanting to learn more about what they are and what they mean, that they can just look on the screen. So,
well, the other thing I'm going to tell people, if you contact me through this email for the next 2 days, because I'm not going to do this forever, guys. Well, I guess when people watch this later, I'll have to do it. But in the subject line, put runes graphic. I will send you back the graphic, because that's a PDF. Anybody can read that. You don't have to have special equipment. And then at least you can just see the shapes. Then you can Google what it means if you want.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Okay.
So, what I'm noticing here is that 3 shifting veils made theirs out of stones gathered from a stream flowing down by a mountain by them, which I think is really cool. People that I've heard people make their own.
Well, yeah, they're people used to do that, and or they would hand paint them. And a lot of the ones that when I was looking, my stones look like. This is my set of runes. And I've had these since God was a child. If it will move over to that screen, if it won't go, it won't go. I'll just.
Oh. Well, while we're waiting for Nancy Jean to come back, I'll show my runes. And I put them in this little bowl that I got at a garage sale for 25 cents. So, but it's really, I use them to put the runes in when I'm getting ready to do a reading. Not only can everybody see them, it was actually one of my subscribers that suggested that I do this. And so I put them in here and see and hear them. And the sound is really soothing too. So, but mine are made of wood. And these are the ones that I use. How are you doing, Nancy Jean? Okay. So anyway, there's a lot of different ways that you can store them. There's a lot of different types of runes. And I really think it's interesting, those people who have made their own, because then you really connect with, the rune that you're making. And as you're making it, you can kind of study the meaning of it. So what reference material do you recommend for working with runes? There is a book, and I know Nancy Jean has this one too. It is a long read. So it's the book of rune cards. But if you want something kind of basic, you can just get this little charts. I think you can download these. I know Nancy Jean has one that she's going to put up that you can just have little notes next to them. But there's a lot of different books. I kind of like the books that like less is more and that give you kind of the basics. And then because really with any divination tool, you're going to connect with it and get your own energy with it, just working with the rune or even with tarot cards or whatever kind of tools that you use. So, so I recommend just getting either a basic chart. There's some really good Google Docs, and there's some really good basic videos too on YouTube if you want to watch a 15-minute video. But anyway, that's what I have. And then just working with them. So I see Nancy Jean is still.
I'm here.
You're here.
I just don't have cameras and I don't know why. And it's telling me I'm going to have to turn everything off, which means we'll lose Cindy. So I'm not going to lose Cindy. Cindy's a person we're really here to see. So
I'll see you too.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to go through the questions. Okay. What clairs do I need to work with to become a professional psychic, teacher, or healer?
Now, did you want to take turns answering, or did you want to answer and then I answer? How would you like to do it?
If I ever have a camera back.
Okay.
There I am. We're not touching anything. I'm here. Can you see me?
No.
Mm.
Keep working on it. If you want me, I'll go ahead and
yeah, do yours and I'll do mine and we'll see.
Okay. So I'm going to take, and when you're back. Yay. Okay.
Okay.
So this question about the clairs, I think it's a really good question because it's very person specific too. I think there are some clairs that comes easier than others, and it's really individual dependent. So my advice would be, what are you drawn to? What is it that you feel like you're starting to get information from? Like, are you feeling like I feel like I'm getting messages in songs. I feel like I'm getting, I can hear when I'm asking a question. Do you feel like I'm smelling a cigarette smell and I feel like that's my grandfather? So I know it's kind of a general answer, but what are you getting, Nancy Jean? What do you think?
I actually did a whole show on clairs and I've been working on a much more updated one. And I talked to people about what all the different clairs are. And I think some of the weirdest clairs are, there's a clair that is taste. You'll taste food. That you don't have food in your mouth, you don't taste food. That's really, you are right. It's so body specific. But I'm one of those person who just knows. I just, when I know, I know. I mean, I know, like, I know I've read the story and I know the end of the story and I know the whole deal. And, but, and that's kind of a combination of all of them. And then obviously I have my voices that when they really want to get me to do something, they show up. But, and it's like, never, what you need to do is look at all the different things we do. You know, watch what other readers do and try them out. Watch, like you said, there are a couple. I looked at a couple good instructive YouTube shows on the runes, and they just went through what they meant and which ones are not reversible. Like,
yeah, and
how do you revert Isa? I mean, and this is Isa. If you can see it, it's just a line up and down. It's an eye with not things on the bottom and top. And that actually means frozen. The word comes from the term ice, and it's the hangman in the runes. When you get that one, you're at that point, but you're not at that point at all. Never. You're at a point where you ought to want to branch out and to put it in the terms of the runes. If I can find them here, this rune means open, and you're ready to open up. So practice, try, listen, feel. One of the things I think can be helpful with this. Have you ever done automatic writing, Cindy?
Yes, it's very helpful.
Yes, because automatic writing is how I found a couple of my other guides. After I found Addie and I would have conversations. And I said, do I have another guide? And the word that just scrawled across the page was Frank. And it was great big letters. And Frank has been with me since I was a child. And he protects me. And I had a medium one time who said, oh, can I meet your guides? And I said, sure. And I said, okay, you can go meet the medium, because I have to let them understand I know they're going outside of the protection of the energy they protect me in. And the first thing she said is, whoa, call it back. And that's when I realized how big Frank is. He's a big guy. So, but you have to, and you know, the things you hear me say, well, she talks about how all these things happen to her all the time. This is stuff that's happened to me over at least 45 years. So I've got a much bigger encyclopedia. Start building your own encyclopedia of experiences.
And I got radium, and this, what I think is really interesting, because, and is it Navara? Am I saying that correct?
Nivra.
Nivra. I feel like what I'm getting is that you put some pressure on yourself. And this is the journey. This is the rune of travel, journey, destination. Like, the message I'm getting for you is look at it like an adventure. Don't look at it like, oh, I can't do that, or I didn't hear this. Look at it like, I'm going to figure out the thing that really resonates with me. And I really do like watching this reader. And so I'm going to try that.
Mm-hmm.
And giving yourself the permission to try it, and just try it. And even like Nancy Jean was saying, the automatic writing, just saying, okay, I'm going to try it. I'm just going to see what I get. And at the end of the week, I'm going to look at what I wrote. I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to look at it and just look at it as a journey and an adventure. And it's, you know, something just in the spirit of, I wonder how this is going to go. I'm excited to try this. I wonder how this will go. I'm interested in this. I think I might have a talent for this. And go with it.
Yeah. And I've never let whether I knew I could do it or not stop me. I just go ahead and do it, you know, and that's me. But Nivra is a very adventurous person. She lives here in the United States. Her husband lives outside the U.S. and he's been trying to get entry papers. I mean, Nivra knows the world. So when you said you should travel, that would totally tie with where Nivra is. She's a great person.
Awesome.
Okay, we got our next question. Will different spiritual beliefs be increasingly accepted and respected as humans evolve in the coming year?
Okay. I got the rune. I think I have it backwards. Hang on. Oh, I think it's just the way this looks. Urus. And this is strength, power, courage, ox. And I think it's going to be reflective of people stepping into their power and saying, you know, I know I was brought up with this belief, but I am starting to feel like I see spirituality differently. I see this differently, and people engaging more to their own power and saying, you know, I respect what you believe, but this is what I believe, because I feel like there's a lot of people that shy away from that conversation. So,
yeah. And I pulled flow, which has a name I can't even say. No, they use the English words. And this is the book I'm looking at, guys, right now. And this was published in 1982, and it was text that he took from a book that had been printed about runes in 1930s. So it's really easy to read. It shows a lot of interesting stuff, but it's called Flow, and this means water, sea, fertility as a source, flow coming towards you. So I would take, if it's saying that's where humanity's flowing, then that's where humanity's flowing. So sounds good to me. Thank you, Catherine. That was a great question. I woke up in the middle of the night. Oh, this is a two-parter, guys. There's going to be another part at the end. I woke up in the middle of the night, saw a large golden male figure up above me. It quickly flew through the back wall. Was this real or an illusion? And this is her. Was it an angel, a spirit? And what was the message? Well, if you didn't freak out and you're still sleeping in the bedroom, I think it was probably angelic or spiritual. You know?
Okay, so I got the rune for this. Wunjo, and that is success, peace, fellowship. Because I felt when you were reading the question, I felt like this energy was curious and was, I don't know, wanting to in some way connect, or it's funny because we were just talking about fellowship and like a spiritual message or some sort of message that and I almost got the feeling like, oh, she saw me. So I think it was like wanting to get a message. And if I've had to lean more into whether it was angelic or not, I would say it's more in that area, or maybe a guide or somebody trying to get you a message.
Get your attention. Okay, what I got was, you need to go back and look at that day, what was going on around you, because what I got was constraint. There's a need, a necessity, something going on that's necessary, a constraint. It's trying to teach you how to conquer the human lessons you were worrying about. I got a feeling when you went to bed that night, you were very concerned, and God only knows how any of us sleep anymore, but with some of the constraints that are going on around us in the world. But he was there to tell you, you don't have to be constrained by that. Now, obviously, he was teaching you don't have to be constrained by things when he flew through the wall. That should have been a big hit. I think it's a positive message, and I think it was a positive. People are excited about the video, and Sandra's excited about us. Grand Tuesday. And this is Seven Shifting Veils, made her own collection of stones. I gathered them from the stream. That's great, because when you take things out of the ground. Okay, this is one with reference to materials. Do you remember? When do you recommend working with the runes?
Yeah, I think when you had popped off, we went over. I think we have the same book, and we went over some of the resources on
Ralph Blum, BLUM, like a plum, but a Blum.
Yeah. So,
and there's a lot of stuff. I've got this book. I think I almost bought this book in 1982.
Yeah, I've had this for a while too. So
yeah, and there were just a couple books out about runes then at the time, and and you just need runes are something you need to sit down and look at, because unless you happen to read runes and runic writing or have studied it, it just, when you look at the forms, you need to say, okay, this stone looks like a bee. Can you see it? Looks like a bee, and it's for fertility. But one of the shows I watched said, think about it like looking like two boobies.
Hey, however you remember it.
Whatever sticks.
Yeah. I see we have some questions people want to know.
Okay. Does my spiritual team have a message for me? Okay. Gina.
Okay. Did you want me to go, or do you?
No, you go. You go.
Okay. So, Gina, I got this card. I like this rune. I like, actually, because it kind of gives. It's the only one that gives really.
You're not going to believe this. We got the same rune.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Harvest.
So, yeah, this is Jira, and this is the rune of a year, harvest, peace, rewards, and I'm really hearing that something that you've been working on, and I feel like you've really put in the work, but you're like, when is this going to happen for me? When is this going to happen for me? And I'm getting within
now is the time, kiddo.
Harvest with
this is the harvest.
Yeah. So I feel like it also is related to the word year. So within a year or a year from now or something like that, I feel like if this is almost a hang in there, you're getting there. So, and we both got the same rune. So that's a very clear message.
Okay. And then Nancy Cast wants to know, do the runes have a message for me? She's making big moves. So. Oh no, I can't believe I pulled this one for you.
Did you want to go first?
Yeah, journey. Yeah, she's moving to she's moving back where she started, but it's a big journey, and she's taking a big long journey around the US. And this says that your journey is going to be fruitful. It's a good time for you to be making this journey. What did you get?
I got Othala, and that is goddess, property, home, and plenty.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is that your moves are that you have, just own it like a goddess.
That's right.
Yeah. And I don't know if this involves a property or a move of a home or anything, but maybe this journey is going to show you maybe you're going to go someplace and go, ooh, maybe this is where I want to live now.
Right.
That's kind of, I'm feeling like you discover something. So very interesting. You have a lot of good stuff. Just use your intuition and listen.
She's a psychic reader who's going to where she can go be a psychic reader. Use your intuition, girl.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have questions? Well, if you don't ask us, I mean, the show's based around what else can we say about? I've taught runes when I used to teach tarot in physical proximity of my students, not online. And I used to put them out and we play with them. And some people were very, very definitely drawn to this. And some people were like, no. One of the things I wish, I'm going to try this again. I hope I don't blow up my studio again. No, it doesn't want to do that, camera.
Yeah. But Silverwoods has a question.
Okay.
Do my guides have any advice on how to better connect with them? Oh, we lost Nancy, Jean. Okay. So Silverwoods, do my guides have any advice on how to better connect with them? Okay. So It's funny because I'm being shown an image of you sitting there going, they're not connecting, and they're yelling. They're yelling, but you're not believing that you're hearing them. Okay, so this is when I do read the runes, it's also I get messages and it ties into what I pull. So they're there. It's just believing that they're there and believing that you're hearing something. And this is where automatic writing can come in really, really handy. Because after you try to connect with them, don't judge yourself. Just say, I'm just going to write down, put your pen on the paper, don't pick your pen up, and just start writing. I feel like this, I feel like that. And then close the book and look at it again at the end of the week, and you'll be surprised at what comes up and some consistent messages. Hey, Danny Shay, good to see you.
Hey, Danny. You got to make an appointment this week.
Okay, so Silverwoods, this is really interesting. There is only one blank rune in here. And so what your spirit team is saying, you tell them how you want to connect. You write the story on how you want to hear them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say to them, I want to connect with you when I have coffee and I sit outside in the quiet in nature. Please connect with me there, because they're waiting for you to tell them how you want to do it.
This says, yes, you're in charge of the calendar. This is a weird card. It's called Defense. Yew Tree Bow, made of you. Rune Magic. Avertive powers. Runic calendars. And what that kind of comes down to be is you set your own timetable. So it's when you want to really work with this, that's when it's going to come around. And it's just going to take a little time. You have to give it the time. And I figured out why my cameras were going away. So I think we won't have that problem. And Cindy was so good when we first met. She said, how's your camera system? And I was telling her how good it's been. And then it cracked. Anyway, Mimi wants a birthday reading. Mimi wants
birthday.
Okay, we're going to do a birthday reading. We'll pull a rune for Mimi's birthday.
You can't make this stuff up.
What'd you get?
I got Burkana, the rune of birth.
And I got that you're a warrior, victory in battle, a guiding planet or star of the god Twal, who was unearthly. That's like earth energy.
Yeah, so I think this is a happy birthday.
That's a happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And, it also talks about new beginnings, personal growth, and liberation. And I saw the color yellow for whatever reason around Mimi. And I thought there's something like that. I'm seeing a picture of the sun card too. Like I feel like this year you're stepping into the sun, and there's something that you're just really going to say, I'm not hesitating anymore. I'm embracing this. I'm doing this. So it's a birth from the two, not just your birthday birth or your day of your birth, but also the birth of something new that you really want to grow with, some growth with. So happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. And she's a regular. She's always here. I love Mimi. Okay. Runes can be selected or cast. Do you know whether it's upright or reversed? You can tell by the shape. Some cannot be reversed because they're like an X. How do you reverse an X? How do you reverse an I? And when you read the whole story of the rune, that makes sense. Is that what you found?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does. So as far as casting, when selecting or casting, I think a lot of it just is because this is such an ancient system. I don't know. We don't know, how the original people, the folks that were the Norse people or the Germanic people, we know they used them kind of as some of it looks like alphabet, but they really used it more in a mystical way. And they sometimes they would write it on walls or write it on headstones or,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think for me, when I work with them, I just say what intuitively you feel the most comfortable with is good. It's a fine to use them, because it's not just the piece of wood that you're working with. It's also the information that's coming through with it. So
And you can do kind of shadow work with it. You can ask what's part of your inner self. But the secret of runes is you read them right to left, not the way we read. So when you lay them out, you have to lay them out right to left. And you read them that the right-handed one is the past and the left is the future. And runes were never meant, and if you read good rune definition books, they don't say yes or no. They say the situation, like if you're going to say, I want to buy a house, should I buy this house? That's not a good rune question. A good rune question is about this house, and it'll tell you the whole situation. And you can lay out, we're just pulling runes now because we're trying to kind of give you a glimpse at them. But if you were to sit down with me, and when I used to play with them with much more facility than I'm doing right now. But the other thing I'll tell you is you get a good rune sheet and you get a good set of rune definitions. And when you read your runes, pull those out. And if one doesn't seem right to you, because the one I always have trouble with is the mankind rune.
mm-hmm.
You know, is that a person or is that the bigger mankind understanding? And then some runes look so alike that I have to sit there and go, is that the one I meant to see? So, you know, it just requires a lot more. That's why I can't read as fast as tarot, because I can read tarot in my sleep. And they can be upright and they can be reversed. Some can.
And I like this question from Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
What if a rune is sideways? It means you've had too much wine. I'm kidding.
No, yeah, I've had days when the whole world seemed sideways. Today, the whole world seemed time. Here's somebody who's maybe knows I know Three Shifting Veils has been studying them because she made her own deck. You turn it clockwise to get which way is meant to be oriented when you pulled it out.
Yeah.
And you can put them in a sack and reach your hand in. You can put them in a bowl. I love your bowl thing. That's great.
Yeah.
And okay, everybody, more questions, or you're going to leave us to our own resources, and you may not want that.
Did you want to pull some runes or cards or whatever you would like to pull for maybe like a message for the? Well, we're almost at the. Are we almost at the end? It's the 19th. We're almost at the end of the month.
The 31st is a full moon again.
Oh, let's ask about that. Let's talk.
Okay.
Get some information. What is this? What's the significance of this full moon? I know it's a big deal, but
oh, great! I love the card. Joy. This rune means joy. I was talking to someone yesterday, and she's been very concerned about her spiritual growth, and she's had a lot of things going on, tugging her in a lot of different directions. And what I heard, the two runes I pulled for her was movement and joy. Whichever direction she chooses to move, she's going to find joy. So quit overthinking it and just do it. But anyway, this is joy. So that's what we're going to get out of this full moon.
Yeah. And I've got a couple here.
Okay.
So and you know, this is interesting, because I guess this is the one where people could, you know, you could have it like this and you could go, oh, which is the right way on this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one here is read this way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Dagas, which is day, dawn, breakthrough, and awareness.
Prosperity and fruitfulness in my book.
Yeah, and I think it's also this full moon there's gonna be some breakthroughs and awarenesses, like something significant about an awareness of something. And the other rune that I got was the radio. I'm probably not pronouncing that one right. Which is the journey and the destiny, and
Right.
so I think that we're going to find out a breakthrough in something, an awareness. It could be an awareness. It could be a medical breakthrough. It could be an awareness of, we're not alone. It could be, I don't know, but something significant.
I think it could be I feel the energy lightening, lightening as being more enlightened. The energy around us is feeling more enlightened and less like we all feel like we're walking down a cave into darkness. And what the hell do we do to get out of this? I think people are seeing the light and they're understanding that light shines from within. I have a poster I put up occasionally, and it talks about glimmers. And you know how something bad will happen and it'll build up in your mind. Oh, that happened. And then last time that happened, this happened. And you just kind of build into sorrow. Well, this is a little candle, and it said, look for the glimmers. Look for the thing that makes you feel lighter. And the more you look for, the more glimmers you have. And eventually you have a whole candle, and eventually you have a whole lighted path. So look for the glimmers, guys.
There's a couple more.
Are there? Ah, yes, counterclockwise. Okay. Okay. I start working. If I start working with N, will it go, or is it for highest good? This is flower beauty peacock rainbow. What you got?
Well, I got Isa. And this is a ice or a standstill, a block, or a challenge. So I don't know if that necessarily means that working with this person won't be for the highest good, but there may be something you need to overcome first. Like maybe you have to sit and decide, okay, there's a roadblock here. Do I want to go around it, or do I want to say no, thank you, and go? That's what I got.
Yeah, I got a pretty good one for you. Peacock, a gift, an offering to the gods and to the chiefs, to the loyal followers. You're going to have to become part of an organization that has structure and following to it. But what I got from Isa is don't dash into it. Play the hangman. Look at it for a while and decide what's better. It is an opportunity, but I think if you hold back, you're going to be able to make it a better opportunity than diving right in. And we've got them pulling their runes in the other room.
Hey.
Growth and fresh starts.
Okay,
let's see. Could we pull one for Sandra?
Sure.
Okay. What you got, girl? Having trouble finding it?
It's stuck together a little bit. I'm going to try again.
Well, this one didn't stick to anything. It popped right out. This is Isa. And this is the one we talked about before. That is standstill. Ice freezing. It's things are kind of locked up around you. It's a matter. Oh God, this is like the worst. Patience. Who wants patience? God, I want patience, and I want it now.
Yeah, we can all use a little dose of that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I got Manas, which is self, mankind again, but culture and friends. And I'm really leaning into this for Sandra, for you, is that find your tribe. Mm-hmm. I feel like you take a chance. Like if you see a group that's a book group or a planting group, or somebody else has an animal that similar to an animal you have or something, take a chance on joining a group. Mm-hmm. Like a ladies' coffee morning or a club or something like that. So
that may be the icebreaker she needs.
Yeah, something that you have in common with a culture or friends or something, because I feel like getting out more and connecting more is really important.
Okay. Got another question. Keep typing these questions in, guys, because otherwise we disappear. Can I get info into my future senior years?
I love that white lion on there. I think the singing tree of Leo.
Oh, it shows that you're going to be okay because of things you've inherited or staying close to your home or where you feel safe with people. It's native land home. I don't know where your native land would be, singing tree, but you'll feel happier if you're there. What you get?
I got EWAS, and that is horse transportation partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm getting drawn to these messages about a partnership, a friendship. You may have to travel a little bit. And like, for example, you may be in a city where you're like, there's nothing exciting ever happens here. But maybe the next city over, you just have to hop in the car or hop on transportation and go, hey, there's this festival.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to do that. I'm hearing say yes more. Say yes. Sometimes the thing that you go to where it may be, maybe it's a flower festival. You're not that into flowers, but you meet somebody there that grows vegetables and you start a vegetable garden together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keep saying yes.
Okay. Let's see. Hide. Okay. What is the energy around Uranus moving into Gemini for the next several years? So now we're really mixing.
Yeah. See, I don't know much about astrology.
I've studied it. I know enough about astrology to know that I don't know enough about astrology.
Gemini. I'm seeing, it's interesting. I'm just going with visuals right now. I'm seeing these like waves, and I don't know if it's going to be uneven energy or like ups and downs, or that's what I'm seeing.
What I got was the rune of protection and defense. It's also the elk, because you see it's got little horns things there. It's also can be going back to your foundations, being grounded with sedge grasses. Okay.
So I get and this is that torch, revelation, creativity, inspiration. I think it's that movement.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of revelations.
Mm-hmm.
To be, a torch is fire energy, and I just did a video, and everything came up about fire energy and revealings and revelations and
opening up, things opening up.
Yeah, a lot of revelations, and boy, I just see it just being fire and water, fire and water, fire and water. That may not make, I don't even know what it means.
Well, that makes a lot of sense if you think. And then they said they're getting great messages from us.
Oh, good.
And this is someone that's one of yours, more or less.
Celtic tribe, yay.
Yes. Also enjoy. And then also, guys, Midlife Psychic is the name of Cindy's channel. And
yes, on YouTube.
Okay. And this, can I show your email? So if they want to read you?
No, that's just my old person.
A Midlife Psychic is not a good email.
Okay, no, that's a good one. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to give him the personal one. I found Cindy through a friend who knew what her email was. I'm sure she doesn't want people calling her there. A Midlife Psychic at gmail.com. And it went on that stupid timer thing. Let's see.
Yeah. And then on my channel, a Midlife Psychic, Midlife Psychic, it has that email on there.
Yeah, you can find her there. And like I said, we're going to show this. I found this little goodie for my people, and where to go? went away because I got thrown off. This has been a rough trip, guys. I have this rune chart. If you contact me through my email and put rune chart, I will be glad to send you a copy of this that I had made with one of my little graphics programs this morning. I tell you what, I was playing with the things that make graphics to this morning, and it made a graphic for another reader I'm going to be reading with tomorrow, Nath, and I had to go back to it and say, no, no. It put in all this text, and I was like, if I read that, I'd think Nath was a demon. And I don't know if the word Nath translates into demon somehow, but I just wrote back and said, you're so wrong.
Oh, no.
Because Nath is a sweetie pie.
Yes, he is a sweetie pie.
Okay. I'd enjoying when offer to help me by navigating my current life challenges. Okay. I'm going to pull two silver linings. I'm going to pull two where we start and where we go.
I heard birds of a feather flocking together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that means something significant, silver lining, but birds of a feather flocking together.
Okay, your first one is fertility, which means things are changing rapidly around you. It's based around a legendary hero from the Vikings, and that God could lead you into good things. And then that's where you need to start. You need to start thinking in terms of that. And then your out rune was in the movement. It's going to bring about movement. You've been being stalled. And it's going to be within the course of the sun. So you need to align yourself better. Maybe you need to get out in the sun more, get more sunshine, because you need to connect to that higher thing will help you. Okay? What you got?
I got Dagas again, which is day, dawn, breaking awareness. When I heard birds of a feather flock together, find like-minded people that you can express what you're feeling right now. And I feel like, okay, I feel like, silver lining, you're going to meet somebody that's going to be really helpful to you in navigating one area of this challenge. Like you've been looking for some help. And so allow the universe to bring this person to you, but find birds. I just keep hearing birds of a feather flock together. A like-minded group of some kind. And in that group is going to be someone who could help you with one area of these challenges.
I got a feeling a lot of people are going to find out. We've been talking about how you needed to find your tribe. You needed to find people you could speak with that you felt you had a commonality with. And I think that's where you are. And I think a lot of our people are here because they find a certain amount of that within each other in the chat.
Good. I'm glad that looks like.
Yes, somebody says, yes, we are a resonating community.
Yes.
So you've got 3 minutes to ask more questions. Here's silver linings. Yes, much change. I'm about to go out and pull some weeds. And it's morning here, and I need that. That's great. Go out in the morning sun. And just be grateful you can pull weeds. I remember when I used to pull weeds, I didn't like doing it, but I had a big garden. Now I live where I don't have a garden, and I miss it gravely. So enjoy every minute you have to spend with those little boogers. Okay, guys. I think we're about to call this a deal, unless someone comes in with a question real soon, and go to Cindy's channel, Midlife Psychic, and And Cindy will be on with me with the 9 candles, which I'm starting. Today and I'm starting to tape them today. Danny, that's why you need to get a hold of me. Danny's my leadoff person. He's not a candle, so it doesn't. And what's happening? Her heart's been a little beating in the wrong direction. I think that's just getting used to new energy. What do you think, Cindy? I mean, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor either, but I would say, is there something in your diet that might be, sometimes when you eat something and you're like, you don't realize that we get busy, right? We eat something and we feel a little afterwards. Pay attention to, I just ate that, or I just had a sip of this and I didn't. If there's something that maybe not agreeing with you, like listen to your body, your body. And who knows, maybe somebody that you're going to bump into may have some like, oh, this is, I do this type of work and it really helps with a physical something that you might be looking at.
Yeah, I think it's something that's just your body settling into itself. Sometimes that happens. Yeah. What worked great yesterday isn't so okay. Okay. And we're going to close with this. Thank you all for being and sharing, staying safe. Keep your shining lights on. Divine shines, divine healing frequencies. Yes, go keep looking for those glimmers. Cindy, do you have anything else happening this week? I mean, you've got your tape.
I'm releasing another video tomorrow.
Okay.
And, I'm going to be working on doing a live angel card reading coming up here soon with someone I think new to the group here. And just it'd be great if they want to come over and join me at Midlife Psychic. And if you like more rune readings, I do Cindy Runes It.
That's good.
That's my shows where I do the runes. So if you like that, there's more of it there. And I do put the descriptions up when I do them.
Okay. All right.
For having me on. It was great.
Well, thank you for being so patient through. I found out why mine was going off all the time and I got it straightened out.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.